These are my favorite anime from every year this century. When making this list, I tried picking shows that I genuinely love and not just anime that will make me look cool or smart or whatever, but ones that hit my core and stuck with me. There are 24 years, so this is probably going to be really rapid fire. Some years might have more than just one because anime just seems to be growing, modernizing, evolving, and I couldn't just pick one, okay? Starting with the year 2000, Inuyasha and Fooly Cooly. Genuinely two great anime. I could not just pick one right off the bat. These came out the same year and both left different marks on my soul. Inuyasha is like 126 episodes. I've rewatched it several times. I love the character dynamics and the villains, the fights, the comedy. It's a 10 out of 10 shonen and the slow burn romance it's lovely. On the other hand, Fooly Cooly is just 6 episodes, but was just so important to me growing up. It's surreal. It has a great message on what it means to grow up. There are sequels, but you really just have to watch this one. 2001 Fruits Basket. Come on, we all saw this coming. One of my favorite series, one of my favorite romances. The 2001 version shouldn't be slept on, even though 2017's remake is really, really good. It's also so much more than a romance. It's so good. 2002. I feel like every anime fan has their one shonen that just brought you into the anime community, and Naruto was that for me. It brought me closer to my cousins, gave me new friends, and I literally grew up with it. Aside from that, the journey is just amazing. The climactic beats are like a punch in the face, and if you can't tell, it's my favorite of the big three. Full Moon, on the other hand, was the first anime that actually made me pick up manga because I wanted to know what happened since the anime isn't finished. It's a magical girl anime and is the only series where I've gross sobbed in public while reading it. So take with that what you will. I'll probably make a Full Moon video in the future. 2003 Wolf's Rain. Okay, so I nearly picked the original Full Metal Alchemist for this year, but even though I loved that show, Wolf's Rain is just a comfort anime to me. I had to place it here. The characters, the scenery, the dark undertone of the anime just felt so immersive. Quickly in this list, you're going to see a lot of adventure anime probably because I love immersion, I love vibes, and it's a complex story. It's about an Earth that's dying and these characters are trying to find this place called Paradise. This anime is like a hug and a punch in the face at the same time. There were so many great shows that came out in 2004, Samurai Champloo, Monster, but one anime actually reshaped my way of thinking and looking at like life. And that anime is Mind Game. It uses animation to its fullest potential. It talks about missing your chance and being too late in life and elevates that to like the 10th degree with having a literal conversation with God. And the way God is portrayed in this anime is really, really neat. It's silly, it's chaotic, it's amazing, and was actually Yuasa's first anime, if that means anything to you. I love his work. If you haven't seen it, you should. 2005 Mushishi. Mushishi is actually the only anime that I've seen released in 2005, strangely, but I would still recommend it with that detail. It's a fantasy slice of life that navigates the relationship between humanity and the supernatural. This show is like sipping a soothing cup of tea to me, but you know, I've also heard it be described as horror ASMR, so yeah. 2006 had so many hits. I think we've hit the golden age of anime here because Haruhi Suzumiya came out, Nana, Welcome to the NHK, Code Geass, Death Note, but you know what show stuck with me the most? Something to this day that I recommend to people time and time again. Ouran High School Host Club. It's the shoujo that I recommend as a gateway to people that have only seen shonen anime. It's funny, it's self-aware, but just a really good-ass time. It's amazing to see what comes from every episode because nothing is like the last. It's chaotic, it's hilarious, the characters are so lovable, and it's my #1 for this year for a good reason. Watch it. 2007 Gurren Lagann ignites a fire under my ass every single time that I watch it. It's my favorite anime on this list, my favorite show of all time. No other anime has gone further and more beyond what I thought would be possible with storytelling, and I have never had such a visceral reaction while watching something episode to episode. It's a mecha anime about believing in yourself, your boys, and not taking any shit. The journey is so hype, it's breathtaking, it's raw, it's infectious. This story just resonates with your soul. I love this show, if you can't tell. You have to watch it. 2008. I have to give this year to Soul Eater. It was my gateway anime. Soul was my first husbando, and you know, I believe that this show would contend with modern battle shonen today. The style, the characters, and their dynamic is so cool. It's a legit friend group, and they root for each other during fights. Literally, the vibes are everything in this show. The dark undertone is just so haunting, but I can't just give it to Soul Eater. I also have to talk about another show because this show is also great for anime. Spice and Wolf, Clannad, Toradora, Black Butler. But I also have to mention that Vampire Knight had a really big impact on me. The campiest, twilight-pilled, edgy romance cringe fest Vampire Knight. If you resonate with this photo at all, this was your anime, okay? I have to talk about it. It was a pleasure, but now is a guilty one. Zero Kiryu, my beloved. Do you think I have a type? More and more shows just be hitting the anime sphere year after year. K-On!, Fairy Tail, Kimi ni Todoke, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood really is that series. I already loved the original Full Metal Alchemist, but it got better and better with Brotherhood. Brotherhood was my favorite anime before Gurren took over, so that's saying something. Or is it just saying that I got into anime in the late 2000s? 2010, Angel Beats. A 12-episode heavy hitter anime that is just so silly, I have to talk about it. I loved the narrative, the chemistry that all the characters had with each other. Like, the found family trope really shines in this show. And the soundtrack is fire. The soundtrack is the heartbeat of this show. It's about these kids in purgatory trying to make sense of the life that they were dealt while they were alive. I come back to this show all the time and continue to have the soundtrack in rotation to this very day. 2011 had so many great shows: Madoka, Beelzebub, Nichijou, Steins Gate, Deadman Wonderland, Mirai Nikki, but this year, 2 shows made its mark on me. First of which is an anime that takes the best parts of just such a great genre and puts it into less than 150 episodes, and that's Hunter x Hunter. It's nothing short of amazing. The villains are iconic, the characters are even more. It really balances such a fun adventure show with a chilling narrative underneath. It like terrifies you sometimes. It's one of the shonen greats for sure. And then Anohana is the second show from 2011 that I have to mention. Some have claimed this anime to be like surface level, but I feel like the honesty and how to the point it is what carries Anohana. It's an anime that I feel like spoke to me personally and had me tearing up in the end. It's a slice of life drama, and if you've ever had a friendship or a friend group that like disbanded and you wonder wherever they are, I hope they're okay. That's the embodiment of this show. It gives you such a gooey, loving ache, and like, sometimes you need that. 2012 is Kami-sama Kiss. I love, what can I say? The thing though about Kami-sama Kiss is how it's able to be everything you want it to be from a fluffy romance anime. Like, there's a comfort going into it, the enemies to lovers, the fantasy element that just adds to the immersion. It's about a girl who accidentally becomes God and is now forced into this life with nobody but a fox demon to help her. But too bad this fox demon hates humans, so We know where that's going. This show is not only good on its own, but it's also a personal favorite because one of my favorite people on this earth loves this show, and because of that, I love it even more, so don't sleep on it. 2013, Free Iwatobi Swim Club and Kill la Kill. Hear me out, okay? A lot of good shows came out in 2012, but I had to give it to Iwatobi Swim Club purely because of the memories that I have with it. My best friends in high school and I would reference the abridged version daily.
It feels like forever since you drowned Shinji in the deep end and tried to burn down the swim club.
Shinji was a bitch-ass poser. Whatever.
50% off was hilarious, and I get a lot of my comedy today from it. It would be a crime not to mention it, okay? So like, for an honorable mention, so it's not just Free Iwatobi Swim Club, I'm gonna say Kill la Kill. I also really loved this show. Ryuko, my beloved. Kill la Kill became my personality when it came out. That's all I'll say. It's weird, it's a coming of age show, it's a trigger anime, and it's peak. 2014, Your Lie in April. I used to rewatch this anime every single April with my cousins, not just because it's in the name, like not just because of it, but also because it's so good and just a comforting hug. It signified that we made it through the winter and that we're okay. Your Lie in April is beautiful, it's personal, and understands me in a way that no other anime does. Granted, it's also because I competed nationally in piano competitions too, but this anime just deserves all the flowers it has. The OP also slaps. 2015, Death Parade. It's a fantastic watch if you just itch to watch something new and different. It's even made by the same studio that made Death Note and even has a little Easter egg in it about Death Note. It takes place in the in-between of life and death, where our main character gets to decide where souls go when they die. Do they go to heaven? Or do they go to the void? Every episode, he decides people's fates through party games, analyzing their character, and it's addicting to get to every single episode as we learn more and more about this weird world. Again, the OP slaps. 2016, Mob Psycho 100. This anime is so uplifting. It's about a boy that's blessed with powers that he doesn't even want. It's funny, it's really sweet, and the series just keeps getting better and better with every season. The fights are ridiculously animated and just leaves you speechless. The dialogue is also so sharp that it might make you cry. Just following the show, watching our main character's development is one of the best things that I've ever witnessed, and the ending is just perfect. 2017, Made in Abyss. I've mentioned this show a nauseating amount of times on my channel before, but I have to say it again because it's just that awesome. It's that fantastic. The amount of emotion that's just punched throughout this adventure and story is insane. Made in Abyss is tragic, it's devastating, it's haunting. I like it. 2018, A Place Further Than the Universe. I love slice of life anime, and this is the best one that I've ever watched. A Place Further Than the Universe is one of the most inspirational anime that I've also ever seen. The story, the vibes, it's so lovely, and I never thought I would cry to a show like this, but I did, and it was really healing. Don't sleep on this show. It's an underrated gem. 2019, Beastars. Beastars is a series that I got completely addicted to. It follows the murder mystery that takes place in a school where our characters are animals, and a lot of people refuse to watch it for that reason, and I'll never understand it. I think if you really like well-written stories, you should watch this. The animation, the soundtrack, the characters, and even the little action it has is perfect. 2020, Jujutsu Kaisen tells the story of a young boy named Why am I telling you this? What more can I say about this show? It's what my channel's been for a good period of time. It's given me a voice on YouTube. Gojo, my beloved. I don't know what else more to say about this anime. Literally no thoughts. It's just a quality shonen anime with great fights. That's it. That's it. 2021 Ranking of Kings. Genuinely my favorite show of 2021. It's a great anime where you looking at thinking this is a baby. What are we going to do with a show about a baby? And then it just shows you the most brutal, gut-wrenching scenes that you've ever seen. If you like Frieren or Game of Thrones, watch Ranking of Kings. Next up, we have 2022, where a dear series to my heart released, and believe it or not, while I am the face of the Gojo girlies on YouTube, and I am a Chainsaw Man son at heart, I'm sticking with Bocchi the Rock for my pick this year. Chainsaw Man did a lot of different things to differentiate it from other anime with its animation, but Bocchi just did it better. The animation plays a massive part in giving Bocchi rhythm. It made a slice of life story about a girl with social anxiety feel alive. It complements everything she feels so perfectly, and not a lot of shows go as far as what this series does, where they look at a feeling and make it palpable. Bocchi is such a fun character. It's incredibly funny. All the girls are lovely, and this is a show for everyone. 2023 Heavenly Delusion. Heavenly Delusion is the anime of today that I recommend to people to get them into anime, to show them what anime is and what it's capable of, to show that anime is much more than what you'd expect. It's been so long since I've seen an amazing larger-than-life anime. An anime that's so forward with its ideas and is so clearly developed and bigger than anything that you can imagine. That's Heavenly Delusion. Heavenly Delusion is the best example of this. The show is thrilling, the world is complex, the characters are so raw and real. It's an anime that you go to bed thinking about. It's the biggest slept on show in 2023, and more people need to watch it. 2024, the year's not over, but like, I'm gonna say Frieren and Apothecary Diaries. These are the two shows that I've currently been just like obsessing over. It's what I've been raving about on the daily when anybody asks me what I've been enjoying lately. My love for these two shows will be its own video. But we did it. That's my list, and I'm so excited for, you know, the more anime that I get to see, the more anime that's gonna get released. And video, yay! I had to take a little break for mental health, but I'm back and I have a lot of fun videos planned in the works. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, sticking around. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video. Or don't, you know? It's not like I care or anything.